After many years of waiting and patiently asking, the game-changing hypercars are finally in Gran Turismo 7. And I've been driving them and I'm pleased to report they are game changers. These are, I think, some of, if not the best cars you can drive in Gran Turismo 7. However, it's not all sunny rainbows and flowers because it does expose some of the limitations and weaknesses of G7. I'm going to get into all of that, but firstly, a big thank you to you. Because of you, I've been able to go to events and see hypercars up close, but even then, I'm not really a VIP enough to get that close. But now I can buy them with my own credit, and I can mod them, and I can drive them, and I can take photos of them, and nobody can tell me that I can't. So a big thank you to you, all of the subscribers watching, and if you're not subscribed already, hit that button for free right now. So I'm going to go through all of the cars. Let's start with the Ferrari, the 499P, the car that won Le Mans last year with Robert Kubica, the iconic Ferrari, Collado, Fuoco, Puegridi, all great drivers driving it, and now Kireth as well is a 499P factory driver. This car sounds good. Let me be quiet. Sounds pretty good to me in cockpit view. Not incredible. It's not like Le Mans Ultimate sounds, but it's pretty good. And it's a fun car to drive, as it is in every other sim that I've driven it. It does not kind of, save your ass if you drive it sillily. It will punish you for making stupid mistakes. And I kind of like that about the 499P. I recommend this is, these cars are 3 million credits each, by the way. So if you've only got 3 million credits, I recommend that you buy the 499P. It's an incredible car, looks great. We already have some KCR liveries for it as well, by the way. Search KCR on livery front. But really good fun to drive. Really responsive, has a really nice front end. Not the fastest car, I think, in a straight line. I feel like the Peugeot and the Porsche might be faster, but we'll get into that. But I really enjoyed driving it at Le Mans, for example, and had some great battles. It's a car that's so pointy that you feel like, I can put this in positions that maybe I shouldn't really be able to get into. So here we are in P3. It's the last few corners of the race. Obviously, I want to try and overtake the cars ahead. So I'm going to try and just position my car here on the inside. Bit of a naughty move, but we do it. And now we've got the driver ahead with only the last few corners to go. Can we actually get ahead of them? This is a classic 499P hypercar. It's so nimble. Look at it. It's just so nimble. And definitely no track limit issues there. We'll take the victory on that one. So I really recommend the 499P. It's a shame that you cannot change the field of view, obviously, because I do that in Le Mans Ultimate, but it's a great car. Porsche. That's how it sounded in the garage. I wasn't that impressed in the garage, but again, when I drive it, the subtleties of it, really nice. So I'll be quiet at the beginning and let you hear what it sounds like. And again, as we accelerate out. So I don't think it's terrible. I don't think it's the best sounding car in the world, but I think, in terms of like Gran Turismo should make it sound better, but I think it's pretty good. Now the Porsche, I think, is actually probably a little bit easier to drive than the Ferrari if you just want to get round, but actually it's harder to maximize. However, when you do maximize it, I feel like it could be the fastest car because there's just tons of grip in this thing. You just have to really believe that the grip's available and use it. And again, given it's a hypercar, if you're running this with like fairly light steering, you feel like you can maneuver wherever you want. Now, worth saying, I'm doing some, I did some, single player races, did some online races. In Gran Turismo style, they're on like standard settings, which means that you can run ABS. I really think that the most fun you will have in hypercars is actually running these without ABS, like they do in real life. These cars don't have ABS in real life. That's the kind of like, point in inflection point in Gran Turismo, which is, do you make it as accessible as possible, or do you simulate it as much as possible? I would say in Le Mans Ultimate, by the way, people still run ABS on the hypercars, even though they don't have them in real life. But I just want to give you my tip here, which is if you're buying these and driving these, do try them without ABS. But the Porsche, I had a load of fun driving. I really like this car in real life. It's such a shame that it's not in WC and therefore not in Le Mans this year because Porsche pulled out, not happy with the bot basically, because the bot seemed to be favouring the Ferrari 499P. But the 963 mark my words, is an absolutely classic car. It's one of these cars, I've already got the scale model of it, and it's still racing, so fantastic for Gran Turismo. Now let's get into the Peugeot. Now, full disclosure, as you may know, I am a factory Peugeot driver in real life, driving the Peugeot RCZ, which I am driving now at racetracks. I'm taking it to racetracks and driving it there as well. The 9XA has been my favourite car to drive in other sims, like Le Mans Ultimate, because I don't think it's the best handling car at all, but it's a very rewarding car when you can muscle it around. So I feel like actually some of those similar characteristics are in Gran Turismo 7. I really don't think it's the best handling car. It does feel a bit like a brick sometimes. This is the version that does have the rear wing on it. I did try and go into GT Auto and take the wing off, but you can't do that. You can, however, mod the sideboards, I think, to make them like IMSA style, maybe. But again, fantastic car to have in Gran Turismo 7. Showing you now in third person, see what it looks like. You can also see that I put some multi-class racing here. And let's get into some of the issues now. As we praise this, let's get into some of the issues. Some of the issues are that Gran Turismo is not really set up to race these hypercars properly. We need bigger grids, whether that's 16 player in multiplayer or 20 in single player. We need bigger grids. And also, I created some manual multi-class races with GT3s. There's not enough new GT3s. In fact, it's basically the 296 and the Porsche. We need more new GT3s in there. And also, these cars are not Sophie compatible, which is really weird. So you can't do Sophie like custom races in these, which is bizarre. And it seems to be the same for the new G3s as well. Here's the BMW, by the way, which has never been my favourite hypercar, but it's doing really well this season. Let's have a listen. Never been the best sounding car to me. And I've seen all of these cars in real life, by the way. I think the Cadillac is by far the best sounding hypercar. Well, between the Cadillac and the Valkyrie, put it like that. But I did have fun driving the BMW. Here's another issue. I went into a quick race to get Sophie, and it only put me in a race with like other Group 1 cars. And this is a problem in multiple ways. Firstly, it's a problem because Group 1 does not stretch anymore as a class, and we need to just have a hypercar class. They should do that, Gran Turismo. The second, and maybe they're not allowed to do it because Le Mans Ultimate has the exclusive WT license and IMSA's with AMS2 or Project Motor Racing, whoever, but they just need to do that. The other thing is it shows up the new hypercars as, unfortunately, they're not the fastest cars in the world. They're not designed to be. They're designed to kind of like, you know, be a regulation set to invite more manufacturers back into top class after we just had Toyota for many years. But it's kind of a bit weird that the game groups them into Group 1, which has faster cars, like, you know, all of the 90s cars and 2000 cars, stuff like that. Anyway, I've created my own custom races. Let me know if you want tips on how to do that. I'm driving here in our custom KCR livery 499p, and you can have a quasi Le Mans Ultimate experience. This is as close as you can get to Le Mans Ultimate on console right now if you don't want to touch Project Motor Racing. And all we really need, I would say, is better overtaking logic for overtaking in multi-class. Slightly bigger grids, but honestly, I think 30 car grids would be fine. And some kind of like practice qualifying race, like not tucked away in the power pack, but actually just like an actual format. Whether Gran Turismo can do that, because it is a power pack paid exclusive or not, I don't know, which would be a real shame. But I am really enjoying driving these cars. Like, these are, I'm pretty sure now, my favourite cars to drive. I've normally been a GT3 dude, but I think this is going to turn me into hypercars. And I've never been that interested that much in the Super GT cars in Gran Turismo, never really understood them. Never been that much into the old Group 1 cars. But these hypercars are modern, they're the latest cars, and I want to drive them. Right, make sure to subscribe if you want to help me out. Let me know what you think in the comments, and I'll see you in the next one.